All right, welcome to the podcast about Nada. I'm your host Khalik, and this is brought to you by ULM Productions, where if it's your vision, it's our dream. And also, this is brought to you by Anchor FM, where anywhere you can make your podcast a reality. This is new, obviously. I'm starting to start recording my episodes, starting to give you guys a little more video quality, so you guys can see, me for once behind the person behind the podcast, I guess, right? So the thing with this is though, I'm gonna work on the camera quality. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This whole process of my podcast, y'all gonna see the realization. Y'all gonna see it come up together. Okay, y'all feel me? We gonna see this come up together. Cause as you can tell from the first episode, my quality got better because I got a mic. You know what I'm saying? And now my video quality is gonna get better because I'm gonna get a camera. It actually works. I tried getting a camera. It didn't. The audio software didn't link up with my Mac. It was a whole lot. Not really a tech guy, so I threw my hands up and took it back. So this is the fifth episode, the one about 2974, aka Stephen Curry breaking the 3-point record. All right, let's have a good episode, guys.
They say, what's your show about? I say nothing.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I think I can sum up the show for you with one word. Nothing.
What you talking about, Willie?
Nothing? Nothing.
What do you mean by that?
Everybody's doing something. We'll do nothing. Maybe in philosophy, but even nothing is something.
So for the first segment, I'm not sure if you guys know or heard, but this guy named Stephen Curry broke the all-time 3-point record in the NBA, the National Basketball Association. So to sum up what he did, just in case you don't know basketball, he shot the most long-distance shots ever in the NBA. And this may seem like, okay, this is what basketball is, but to a certain extent, there's a different level of skill that requires you to be able to shoot this ball from, let's say, 28, 30 feet out, sometimes 40 feet out, with a hand in your face, blocking you from the, rim. And at this point, there are some people in the world who cannot even make a layup, let alone a free throw. So the fact that Stephen Curry has hit almost 3,000 threes in his career, and I'm pretty sure he's going to cross that mark this year. 2974, that's only 16 more threes. That's about 2 games for him. He over that mark. 3,000 in the books. And the significance of that moment is that you should never give up. Because he was one of those, he wasn't a prodigy, He wasn't this draft night prospect that everybody knew was going to blow up. People actually had more doubts than they had success stories for Stephen Curry. He was too skinny, too small, didn't have a position, didn't really have a skill set besides the fact he can get off a shot. But his shot was quick, but he couldn't really play defense. All this, that, and third. But this is the same man who has now became the first unanimous MVP. He was a 2-time MVP. I think he's a 3-time champion. And his team holds the record for the best regular season ever with the most wins. He passed all y'all doubts that y'all had about him. Anybody else want to give this man a doubt? Anybody want to give this man a challenge so he can knock it out of the park? He's just like one of those people, like when he first came out, his dad, of course, played in the NBA, Dale Curry. He has a younger brother that also plays in the NBA, and he has a brother-in-law that's on his team. But none of that has to excuse the fact that he actually put in this work, okay? Because even his dad, Dale Curry, the person who played in the NBA, said he did not even see this much success coming from his own son. That says a lot, because that means you outperformed your own dad's expectations and goals for you. And speaking from a parent perspective, we have the highest expectations for our kids. We expect our kids to be able to fly over the moon one day. And when they actually do it, you're probably still going to be surprised when they do it. But it's just the fact that they did it. And it's something that could shock you if you really just sit back and think about it. He really did that. And he did it so effortlessly, like people knew it was going to happen. I don't know if that's a different level of success or if you're just really that good of a hard worker, that people are now expecting the best out of you. But at one point in time, people wouldn't even care if you did crack 40 points or if you did get a triple-double or whatever. And then at one point in time, now you're everybody's eyes. Now everybody's eyes is on you for this record. And that's something, like, to me, that's very influential. Something that people of a different age group can now, like, look up to Stephen Curry, which I think he's possibly the second, third most influential player ever to play the game. You have Mike, AI, and then Stephen Curry. Michael Jordan, he just changed the game. He made basketball cool. He made basketball look cool. And then AI made it look gangster. You know, everybody would be like, why did you use that term? Because that's the best way to put it. You got anybody else getting their hair braided by their mama on the sideline in the middle of a game? You got anybody else coming to the game in baggy jeans, wearing chains and all this and that? Nah, he ain't. I mean, gangster in the bad. I mean, gangster in a good way. Like, he made it to the point where it was like, he made that link between rap and basketball that a lot of people talk about, where it's like we almost like correlate with everything we do, rap and basketball. He was that person that made that link, because he actually made a song / commercial with Jadakiss in the song. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it's like, it's great that we have somebody new in the game to influence the way he does, like Stephen Curry. And he does it with his shot that has now been marked in the ranking book as the best shooter ever to shoot a basketball in the NBA. All right, so now we're coming back with my next segment, but here's a quick word from my sponsors. All right, and on this segment, we're going to dive into the, I'm going to say, significance Stephen Curry has on the NBA. A lot of people probably going to look at this episode and be like, why are we talking about a record that we already knew was going to be broken? But for him to have this much influence on the game, just go to a rec league game or go to a middle school game or a high school game and really watch the game and watch who they play like. Everybody in that gym plays like one person. Stephen Curry. Everybody might try to play like this person, that person, but the game emulates Steph because how much he changed the game. He now made the game to a point where now everybody has to step up in front of the three-point line, way up. I don't mean to get basketball on everybody, but you got to step all the way up against this defense now, defensively speaking. And what that created was a higher up offense. So now you have your center coming up to the top. You have your power forwards all moving up. Small forward shooting guards are now being expected to shoot threes to keep up with the Warriors. And because of this now, everybody's being expected to keep up with the Warriors, so you have to do what they do. And everybody can't copy the greatest. So now you have everybody trying to emulate somebody who does the best. That doesn't really make sense, does it? Exactly. I don't really understand why everybody's doing that in the NBA, but hands up again, I don't really want no problems. It's these moments where you have to sit back and really realize, like, what is going on in the NBA? Like, and who's the cause of it? And when you think about that question and answer, it's Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry legit is the person who made threes cool. He came up with the look-away threes, in my opinion, and he made them like a thing. Like, that's a skill to be able to shoot a three, know what's going in, and then take off running while it's still in the air. That's a true skill. Like, he made it to the point where now, like, you have to change how you're going to play defense. Like, offense sped up. The scores started looking more differently. And the best part is the Warriors played defense. So if you missed a shot, it made Stephen Curry's three that he just hit from 40 feet when he just crossed the half-court line look way more spectacular when he made you miss. When you came back down and tried to match him. And he come back down and hit another one. Now they're about 6. It's just, his game has changed the NBA so quickly. Because just like how I stated, it could be a tie game with 3 minutes left. You miss a shot, he hit one, they up 3. You miss another shot, he hit a shot, they up 6. You miss a shot, he hit a shot, they up 9. Those are 3 possession games that you're now playing catch up on with somebody who's on fire right now. That's the power that Stephen Curry has and has shown over his whole career, like how dominant of a player he really is. He has shown us time and time again why we should not doubt him. And while he is in the top 5 of point guards, we might not consider him a true point guard, me personally, and a lot of other true hoopers might not consider him a point guard. We might consider him more of a combo. Might consider him the greatest combo to ever play, better than AI, because of the fact how far he can shoot, dribble, all that stuff. But he's in the ranks of the top 5 point guards because of his skills now. We have to include him. He has too many accolades now for me not to include him in the top 5 point guards. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can throw John Stockton, CP3, Magic Johnson in there, but then after that, Steph has to go in there. Russ might go in there. Who else? Exactly. Stephen Curry has to go in there. And when Stephen Curry goes in there, then you have to compare him to everybody else. And when you does, first unanimous MVP, 2-time MVP, 3 times world champion, all-time 3-point shooting record now, playoffs and regular season, the best shooter ever won the most unanimous MVP. So now shooting has become the greatest skill ever in the NBA. It's always been a useful skill because in basketball you have to shoot the ball in the hoop. Some people are great at dunking, dribbling, passing, whatever. But the name of the game is shooting the ball. And he's the greatest person to ever shoot the ball in the NBA. Exactly. Really, how much to say after that besides the fact that Stephen Curry is the best player to ever shoot? That's why I had to do an episode about him, because I just felt like on this podcast about nothing, we have to respect greatness, and that's greatness if I ever seen one. So you guys, I come in with my last segment, the segment about you, where I try to give my best diagnosis for us to keep going, getting better in our mental health journeys. So see you on the third part and the last part. So, on our third part and our last part of this episode, the one about 29-74, Stephen Curry's three-point record. The biggest lesson I want to have is believe in yourself. I feel like this will be the perfect episode for that statement, because if nobody would have believed in Stephen Curry besides himself, I stated earlier that his own dad didn't see him doing some of the stuff that he's doing now. So if your own family, person that had you, person that birthed you in this world, doesn't believe you can do something, you have the power of you have to have the faith of a mustard seed, and the fact that you will know what you need to do to become better. Because if you don't, then what are you going to do? If you don't have the faith and believe in yourself, how are you going to expect Joe, Kareem, and all them to believe in you? If you can't even believe in yourself. If you can't believe that you can do this, how do you think somebody else is going to believe in you? And if Stephen Curry never believed in himself, he wouldn't be standing right here today with the most 3 points ever shot in an NBA career. If he didn't believe in himself, if he didn't believe that he was the greatest shooter ever, or that he could make this shot, or that he could make that shot, or that he could do this and that he could do that, where would we be talking about Stephen Curry? You know how many doubters he probably has faced? You know how many doubters you have faced? You know how many goals you have surpassed that you didn't think you actually can do? Do you remember that last moment you was in where you thought you couldn't do it no more? Now look at you. You remember that last thing you said was the hardest thing you ever had to do? You haven't ran into nothing else harder? Have you ran into the person you thought you was never going to get over? Didn't you get over them? Why? Sooner or later you had to start believing in stuff people was preaching to you, and you had to start believing in yourself that you could do this, that you could do that. If you don't believe in yourself or have belief or have faith of a mustard seed, then what am I talking to you for? Yes, I know it's not easy. Yes, I know it's not possibly going to be something done by tomorrow. But what I do possibly understand is that you can start taking actions towards it. So let's start somewhere. Because remember what I said, all progress is good progress. So as long as we starting somewhere, we can always move up. Because where we're starting at is the bottom. Where we're going to go -1? You can't go under the bottom. You can only go up. Regardless if it's only 1% up, we went up. That's progress. So believe in yourself that you can do this action. Believe in yourself you can do this job. Believe in yourself you can knock out that goal. Whatever it is, just believe in yourself. I promise you, I wouldn't be here today doing some of the stuff I'm doing right now if I never believed in myself. It took me some time. It took me some realization, but I believed in myself, and now I'm here. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I always give my gratitude and thanks for anybody that's made it this far in the episode. Anybody that, listen to my voice, listen to me, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you, and I love you. Have a great day.